Good morning, children. In today's class, we are going to see about our universe. Have you ever thought where is the earth located? How life began in earth? How did the earth was formed? To all these questions, we are going to see the answer today. Okay. Have you ever wondered what happens if we go out of our earth? It is just the blank space. We are going to exist, we are going to enter our universe once we move out of the earth. The earth, the stars which we see daily in the night, moon, everything lies in the universe, in the space. The universe is so big and it is ever expanding. There is no end to it. It just goes on, and goes on. All these things have been existed for a very long time. Before you and I were born, before the earth was created, the universe existed. In universe there are billions of galaxies, not hundreds, not thousands, my dear children. It is billions of galaxies in the universe, more and more of galaxies. One such galaxy which we have found is Milky Way galaxy, and in Milky Way galaxy lies our solar system. Our solar system consists of 8 planets with sun at the center, and there lies our earth as a planet, and in the earth we live. This earth is a rocky planet which we think it is very large to us, but it is actually a tiny spot when you compare with the universe size. The universe is very big. Okay. Do we have only our solar system in our galaxy? No. There are some neighbors to our solar system, like the stars and other galaxies which are present in the universe. The stars which we see every night is not located at a very short distance to our planet. It is located like miles and millions of kilometers away from our planet. So, are you clear, children? We are living in the universe. In the universe, we have many galaxies. One such galaxy is your Milky Way galaxy. In Milky Way galaxy, we have our solar system with sun at the center and the 8 planets. Okay, let us see each thing in detail. So, our universe consists of galaxies, stars, planets, and moons. The solar system is nothing but it is the planets which revolve around the sun. When I mean it as revolve, it means that it is doing two kind of actions. To understand this better, take a chair and keep it at a position. Now, you are going to rotate about your own self as well as you are going to circle the chair. You are doing two kinds of activity there. My dear children, you are rotating about yourself as well as you are rounding the chair. So when this both the things are happening at the same time together, I call it as revolution, revolving. So all the planets in the solar system are revolving the sun. The sun is the nearest star in our solar system to our planet. The sun is the nearest star. Stars means they produce their own light. The major source of light for our planet is sunlight. It produces its own light. So I call the sun as a star. It is the biggest star in our solar system. Does moon a star? No. Moon is a natural satellite of our planet Earth, but it does not produce its own light. It just absorbs the sun's light and it reflects to us during the night time. So, moon is not a star because it do not produce its light of its own, whereas sun is the biggest star because it produces its own light. The sun is a hot, glowing ball of fire. It is the chief source of heat and energy to our Earth as well as to the other planets. Okay, children. So now we are going to see the 8 planets present in our solar system. What is meant by a planet first of all? What does this mean? Why do we have that? Okay, there are 8 planets as I told you in our solar system. Each planet are having different kind of characters like in our earth. How life is possible in earth? Because we have a perfect amount of sunlight, the right climate is there, water is more and sufficient in our planet, and we offer all the living organisms to exist in the earth. We have all the necessary conditions. So life exists in earth. Similar way, in each and every different planet there are different conditions prevailing. Example, Mercury is a planet in our solar system. It is the smallest planet as well as it is very near to the sun. So, its temperature will be very high and we human beings cannot live in Mercury because of its high temperature. Like that. The last planet will be Neptune. The Neptune is very large and it does not have the atmospheric condition, that is the sufficient amount of oxygen necessary for living organisms to live there. We inhale oxygen and exhale carbon dioxide. Yes, no, children? So, for living organisms to exist, we want oxygen as the major source. If there is no oxygen, we cannot live. Neptune has less amount of oxygen, so living organism cannot exist in it. Like that, each and every planet in our solar system are having different characteristics and we have classified them accordingly. So these planets are rock bodies. And as the time goes on, these planets were created so many years and years ago. So as the time goes and as they revolve around the sun, because of some changes occurring there, they undergo different kind of characteristics. Let us see that in detail what happened to our earth in the later part of the video. Okay, I told you that all the planets are revolving around the sun. So if there are what happens, because I told you now there are 8 planets in the solar system. All the planets are revolving around the sun. At the same time, what if they come and collapse with each other? Will they hit each other? No, there is not going to be any kind of confusion in the revolution of each and every planet around the sun. They revolve around the sun without disturbing the other planets because they have the orbit. What is meant by orbit, ma'am? Orbit is nothing but it is a kind of circular path. It is like your pathway for the planet to circle or revolve around the sun. Each and every planet will have a different orbit and they will rotate only in their orbits. In such a way, they don't disturb the nearby planets. This is our solar system, my dear children. We have our sun at the center. Next, we have Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Can you see that each and every planet are having a circular ring or the circular pathway? Can you see these lines, children? These are all called as your orbits. The orbits are different for each and every planet. If I take it as Mercury, Mercury will only move in this orbit. If I take it as Mars, Mars will only rotate in its own orbit. If I consider it as Jupiter, Jupiter will follow only in its orbit around the Sun, so that they will not disturb the remaining planets' movement. Okay. How to keep in my mind about all these planets, ma'am? How to remember the sequence of planets? For that, there is a small clue like my very energetic mother just sent us noodles. If you keep this sentence in your mind and the very first letter of each and every word in this sentence will help you to remember the planet's sequence. My M represents the Mercury, the very first planet in our solar system. The next word, very, V represents Venus. Energetic, E represents Earth. Mother, M represents Mars. J represents your Jupiter. Cent, S represents your Saturn. Us, U represent Uranus. Noodles, N represents Neptune. So, the 8 planets, if you wanted to remember it and keep in your mind always, just keep this one sentence alone. My very energetic mother just sent us noodles. Okay. So, we saw what are the 8 planets present in our solar system. The planet which is very near to the sun was Mercury, which is farthest. Farthest means which is away from the sun. Let us see this solar system chart, children. See, this is your sun. So, near to the sun, the very first planet was Mercury. It is very near to the sun. Which is the last planet? Neptune is your last planet. It is located very far away from the sun and hence it is the farthest planet. The planet near to the earth. Let us see it from the chart itself. Where is the earth in the chart? This is our earth. What are the nearby planets to our earth, children? It is Mars and Venus. So, the earth lies in the third position from the sun. Mercury, Venus, and the third one comes our earth. Now, we are going to see about our earth in detail. So, without the stars and the galaxies forming, our planet wouldn't have been formed or it wouldn't have been able to create any type of life in it. Human life itself would have been a question without the earth's formation. So, now let us see the history of earth. The earth was created about 4.5 billion years ago. Scientists got, how do you, now you can question me, my children, ma'am, how are you very sure about the earth's creation that it was exactly 4.5 billion years ago? How did you get to know that? For that, my answer will be scientists have proved it evidently from the study of fossils. What is meant by fossils, my dear children? Fossils means the leftover remains or the impressions of living organisms which once lived in the past, like the bones and skeletons of the dinosaurs, which are all present in the ground, and the people who dig it and do some researches are helping us to determine the age of Earth. Okay. How did the earth form? It is not like the water, our earth with all the water bodies and the trees and plants wherever we see now. It was initially, the earth was not like this. It was initially like a heavenly body with burning gases, and it was similar to your sun with so much of hotness and temperature. Later on, as the time passed, like millions and millions of years were passed away, and the earth, I told you in before now, children, that each and every planet will be having a different characteristics. But as the time goes on and when they revolve around the sun, there were some changes in its characteristics. Similar way, our earth also, which was initially created before 4.5 million billion years itself, after spinning around the earth, it becomes cooler, and all the hot bodies were created back to the normal cooler land surfaces. This is how the earth was created before 4.5 billion years ago. It is just an imagination by our scientists. This is how our earth would have been. So, as the time goes on, all the hot layers were hardening, they were becoming cooler, and it was all like the hot bodies were turning into the rock bodies and normal land surfaces. They are just describing it like the surface began to wrinkle like your dried plum. Your plum fruit is there, no, after so many days, it when it is dried, it will have some wrinkled surfaces. Similar way, they describe the earth's transformation into the from a hot body to a normal land area. This is how the earth was transforming. Okay. There is more to earth than what we can see on the surface now. If you just cut a section of the earth, you would see it has multiple layers of rocks and sand layers. Each layer has its own properties. So, now I am going to classify the layers of the earth into three sections as, or the layers as, crust, mantle, and core. Okay, children. So, let us see in detail what is meant by crust, mantle, and core. These are nothing but the layers of the earth which are all present underground. Now we saw the outer surface of the earth, like how the earth was formed and how the hot bodied earth was transformed into a land surfaced one. Now we are going to see the underground layers of earth in detail. This layer classification is always from the exterior to the interior portion, children. Exterior means the outside part, interior means the inside part. I always classify the earth from the out to in. That exterior to interior part only I classify the layers as crust, mantle, and core. This core I again classify it as inner core and outer core. I can better say it as four types of layers present in the earth. What is crust? Okay. When you consider an apple, take an apple, you have the skin of the apple, you just peel the skin of the apple and you eat it, right? That very thin layer, the skin of the earth, is your crust. It is the layer that you live on. It is the outer layer, and there are two types of crust as oceanic and continental. This is the two types of crust. You have your oceanic crust and the continental crust. Continental crust means it is the land area where we have the mountains and the rock bodies, all these things, the land in which we live on. Oceanic crust means, have you ever entered a pond or lake? Could you see that once you put your leg into the water, you could reach on the ground surface below the water? That is what the layer of the earth present under the water bodies. That layer is nothing but your oceanic crust. Next, the middle layer, mantle. It is a very thick layer and it is the hottest layer or the hotter layer which has the rock bodies and the minerals present in it. Okay, have you ever seen while constructing a home your engineer does the pumping work? I mean that for to find out the source of water for your house, the natural groundwater source. For that they underground what is that, they put holes in the underground layers to find out the source of groundwater. During that time they could see, you could have, if you have been there, you could see some rocks coming out of that pumping. Those are it means that in underground layers of earth we have rock bodies. That layer of the earth is called as mantle. So the next layer is core. I told you already, I am going to classify the core as inner core and outer core. That is nothing but together it is the layer of core, but both the layers will together has the same properties, that it is very highly temperatured layer. It is hotter than your mantle. It would be so great that if we will be squeezed into a ball if we are able to enter the center of the earth. No one can reach the center of the earth, my dear children, because as we go underground, or if we try to enter the underground layers of the earth, we would suffocate because there would be no air. We want air to breathe, only then we can live. In underground layers of the earth there is no oxygen, so we would suffocate and we would be in danger. So it is at the center of the earth and it is very hot. From these core layers only your molten lava comes out as your volcanic eruption. Okay children, I think you got an idea about the layers of the earth and how the earth was created. So this is just a small resemblance. Take out your egg and see the outer shell in your egg represents the crust layer of the earth, and the white part in your egg represents the mantle, the middle layer, and the inner yellow color part in your egg is called as yolk, and the yolk represents your core layer of the earth. Okay children, I hope you got an idea about our universe and the earth. Regarding today's homework, I have sent you a worksheet picture. Complete it and send it in the WhatsApp group. Thank you children.